Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Welcome back if you're a recurring viewer and welcome if you're new. I can say with some pride that finally I finished the first of the Order Lords, the Night Lord, and you can already see at the left side of the screen that I used AI again to make some reference pictures. It's not that much. I basically just said, hey, give me a knight in full plate armor, and said a few things about the plate armor, like make it ornate, make it intricate. And these are some of the stuff that I got that I used as a reference material for this set, for this piece. The whole thing is, as you see, worked on Genesis to Male, which also has a full body suit. I didn't use the full body suit for the armor base. I used it as a reference so I could work over it, because I wanted to originally put this on the Genesis to Male. I actually used Genesis to Female in the end because of the issue of putting stuff over each other, and also because I reused a few assets that you might see. One of is the Lord Knight armor, which looks like a bit like a keep in some pieces, and the other one is the recently made Paladin armor, which I also reused and redid. Basically changed the soles so they are flat, but that's about all that I changed with this. Yeah, you can see the start of this is very basic, it's very flat, and at this point I already knew, okay, I want to edit this, I want to change this up a bit. And in hindsight I could have also added like the belt, but when I worked on this it just didn't occur to me to do that. Yeah, other than that, you can see the usual suspects of tools. I'm using Intrusion. I'm using the Connect tool to just work on these details here. The Symmetry tool trying to trick me again. And yeah. This is a bit... I thought about just using the Paladin armor for this whole set, but I felt the Lord deserved its own armor because the Paladin set is made for a D&D character of mine, so I felt like he actually deserves his own armor piece, so I made him his own one. Yeah, the armor is very flat, as I said before. I'm jumping back to that, and this is where I started adding some details like clasps on the shoulders, on the side, so there is a bit more to actually see. You can see the render at the side where there's a few more details, and also you can see that the helmet and the chest piece is one. Obviously I could switch this up and just make it a piece each, the chest armor, the helmet and the undergarment, but since I knew I would just use them in this one render, this one time, I left it as one. If I actually want to reuse this for something later on, I will definitely split this up, but for now I think it's fine to just leave it as one piece because it's really still render, and I don't think I will actually use this in the monthly animation. That said, around next weekend, so around the, I have to look it up, around the 20th to the 24th, I am home for vacation days, so I will work on the monthly animation. I will do the monthly live stream. I will give a detailed date on that on the weekend. So yeah, live stream is... I'm working on the content for that, what I want to do. I think I might play another game because this was something that people enjoyed watching, so I guess I'm going to do that again. Maybe they'll have to suffer see me play Dark Souls, I don't know yet, maybe. Or I will find some interesting 3D content to make. Speaking of, with the first of the 3 Order Lords complete, I will go to the next one, which will most likely be the Withered, the Mage Lord, and finally the Ranger, which is the Thief Lord. And once I'm done with all of these, well, I will sprinkle some other content I have in the pipeline in between. So on the weekend I will actually do an anime character that I think deserves its own set, its own piece, or a 3D model. And I will do probably some spooky stuff, which is, I don't know, in between, so expect some content there as well. By the way, the picture that you see on the upper left is the one that I mostly use as reference. It's not the only one, of course, but this is the one I mostly used for this one. Yeah, you can see I gave him a kind of collar to protect the neck, and I kind of worked with the original picture here. You see it in the very beginning of the video. For a few seconds, the sprite from the game, which doesn't give me that much, so I had a lot of options to actually go about the character as I wanted to. Yeah, adding some details for the armor just to make it less plain. At least the front plate is less plain now. This kind of small segmentation just helps even out the whole thing a bit. You can see this in the final render, which yeah, is the Genesis to female but androgenized, so somewhere between male and female, while the armor in the render in the left corner, the left lower corner, is very much feminine. So I basically modeled this for Genesis to male, as you can see. And when I was working in their studio, I decided I'm gonna convert this, convert this for Genesis to female, which is actually really simple. You can do this in the studio. Just if you have Genesis to male and female, or any of these in the scene hierarchy, just right click on the object and say parent to, and then you can parent it to another figure, which will also, there's also an algorithm that can help you fix basically translate it to the other figure if they are closely related enough. So this with Genesis to male and female, it works. I don't know if it works with the other figures as well. I have no idea. You have to try that out yourself. Yeah, the helm is very basic, very simple. At this point, I kind of want to get to finish this whole thing because it took a lot of time, but I also don't want to rush it in the sense of, oh, I'm just going to be done and forget about it. So yeah, really happy I finished with the Night Lord here, because it was a mental obstacle as well. It really took a lot of effort to go into it, because I knew I was going to do the horse, which turned out a lot better than expected. I'm really happy about that. I did the horse armor last time, which took a lot of energy and effort to just go to and do, and now I finally managed to find the energy to finish up with the whole armor, which I'm really happy about. And also I'm happy how it turned out. It looks better than I initially thought. It is okay. There is a bit of clipping because I used different pieces of different sets, but I'm still okay with how it looks, with how the render came out. So yeah, really happy about this, and you will see the final render in a few seconds. Obviously this is gone different from the thumbnail, because the thumbnail is always some kind of clickbait. So yeah, it is much more lordy than the thumbnail girl, but you know, clickbait works. I've seen it multiple times on my channel. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.